Good evening, everyone, and welcome to SRW TV for round 4 of the SRW Radical Series brought to you by DSO Welding. Once again, I am Dano, and with me tonight on comms is Chef Toddy.
G'day,
Howard, as always, bringing us the lovely camera angles this evening. Tonight, we are coming to you from one of the UK's finest tracks, Snetterton. How's it going, Toddy?
Awesome. This is going to be so much fun. I love these Radical SR8s, and this series has been absolutely amazing. We've got Alex Tom Cody, and we've got on the top 3 is Robbie Griffiths as well. So Robbie Griffiths has had a really, really great series now, consistent rise up to the top 3 there. So all 3 of them had a really good run, and that top 5 is really, really close at the moment we're sitting. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see these guys on track and see some really awesome close racing tonight, eh, Dino?
Yeah, it should be some good racing. These Radicals always seem to provide a little bit of spice into the mix, given that they are an early prototype. This is what usually they use on the iRacing service as the intro to prototypes, so it should be a good race. And Snetterton is one of those tracks that is quite hard to really piece together. If you haven't gone in with any practice, you are going to struggle. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys tackle this track.
It's a quite a flat track. It's definitely a spectator's track. As you can see, it's quite flat, and from a lot of these grandstands here, you can actually see quite a lot of the track. So they don't need a lot of grandstands on this track because you can see a lot of the track. Very similar to racetracks like a lot of Australians might know Queensland Raceway. You know, you can sit on a grandstand there, and you can actually see a lot of the track there. So you got a lot of natural sort of viewpoints as well, natural amphitheatres and grass hills you can sit on and stuff like that. So it's a very cool little track, and a very, very famous British track from many years ago.
Yeah, it is one of the older tracks in Britain. Started, I think, racing there. They started racing there. It was built as an RAF airfield. It was to be used by the 96th United States Air Force Bomber Group between May of 1943 and November 1948. And the circuit itself was created in 1951 using remaining runways. And its first race event was held in the same year by the Aston Martin Owners Club. So that's something pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. That's some pretty cool history. That's awesome, Dino. Nice work, man. That's awesome. And so it would have been post-war, so it would have been a bit of a celebration of peace and, you know, horsepower and all those leftover engine parts from the war and jet engine,
it would have been,
you know?
Yeah, it would have just been a lot of fun just going around. They would have just been sending it around the track. So it would have been some pretty good fun racing those at that time. But yeah, should be a good race tonight in these Radicals.
Yeah, especially because these Radicals are kind of bitsy, kind of put together cars as well, you know, 2 1300cc engines from Hayabusa motorbikes basically smashed together with not a hell of a lot of downforce really, but they're pretty quick for what they are.
These things... Sorry, go on.
No, under 800 kilograms complete weight with driver in, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, these cars are absolutely incredibly quick. I've watched them go around. Actually, one of them I saw go around Bathurst. They're so quick and top of timing puts against GT3 cars. So if you've got an updated one, you can actually go quite fast. So
wow,
quite fascinating to see.
You can actually drive these guys in real life. Actually, down in Highlands Motorsport Park in South Island, actually, New Zealand. Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
You should make a trip down there one day.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but you can do some hot laps on them, which would be quite fun. So, yeah.
South Island's a bit far away. I think I might just shoot my go-karts at the moment.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's a great looking livery, right? That is cool. I like that, with the kind of teal and the black, and it's very Hamilton-esque with the news of today, with Hamilton hyphenating his name. So he's actually including... Yeah, he's including his mother's name in there as well. So it's going to be, don't quote me on it, I'm not going to try and attempt it if I get it wrong. But yeah, it seems it's going to be very hard in the commentating box for old Brundle. Trying to commentate on that and trying to hyphenate the name. How do you think he's going to commentate on that? I was thinking about that today.
I think they'll be practicing right now, to be honest. I think they'll be getting stuck into it nice and early and make sure that they've got that all down pat and everything. So it should be pretty funny to see them maybe get it wrong, but we hope that they do well in correcting themselves, because it is tough when you've been calling someone's name for so long and then it changes. So.
Yep, 7-time world champion. Do you know? Yeah, it'll be very, very interesting. Or whether they kind of shorten it a little bit or make it a little bit easier for themselves. We'll see. We've got another beautiful livery there from Crisscross Racing Boys, isn't it? No, very cool.
Yeah, Crisscross always seem to do pretty good liveries. Always seem to put something nice on the cars. So, good to see that.
I was thinking maybe we could do a run through of the team championships and the team standing guys at the moment. So we've got After Dark Sim Racing in first at the moment, followed by Locked On Black Sheep Racing. So After Dark Sim Racing got 678 points, with Locked On Black Sheep Racing with 624 points. We've got Fishing Motorsport with 570 points, wrapping up that top three there. Following them with Team Greg in fourth with 540 points. We've got Team SRW with 474 points, and Crisscross Racing in sixth there with 420 points. So we'll see how this wraps up. This is our second last round of the series, guys. So we will have our final next series, which will be very, very interesting at Zolder. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it should be a good race. I know some of these guys have been looking forward to it. Zolder being... we saw the chaos that track can bring, so definitely looking forward to some Zolder racing in these radicals, because especially with them being that sort of high downforce kind of car, it does provide some really fascinating racing. So it's really good to see.
Yeah, and Zolder will have a bit more of undulations and elevations to it as well. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see these cars challenged a bit more than they have been with these flatter tracks.
Yeah, exactly. Zolder is, I don't know, it's just got a nice charm to it. It's short, it's sweet, and it's just got a nice flow to it. So definitely be excited for that one in 2 weeks.
Very, very cool.
Watching Alex Court now.
Leader of the series. He's had a blinding series. He's been very, very good this series. So he's definitely one to watch.
I think Alex has sort of shown that he's always one to watch, whether that be in this car, in the Porsche Cup, or in the V8 supercars. He always likes to show us what he's made of, and he does it pretty well.
He definitely does. He's in first with 432 points, with Cordy behind him with 414 points, and we've got Robbie Griffiths in third with 408 points. So that wraps out our top three there. We've got 402 for Dave Ongot, and 378 for Nath Verney in fifth. So it's very, very close. That that top four especially, all above that 400 mark. So it'll be interesting to see how many points these guys can get and see if they can hold it all together, and see if Alex can. Oh, just as I say that.
Bit of a spin.
So it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure Alex got enough talent to wrap this up, but who knows? There's 2 races to go. We've got tonight and next week, so anything can happen in racing, right?
Yeah, anything certainly can happen. There can really be only one winner, but that fight to the end of the championship will be right down to the wire, I'm sure. So we'll have to wait and see how it turns out tonight. Alex has had not the best run of form the last couple of weeks. Did pick up a couple of podiums and such, but he's been maybe a bit out of sorts, I reckon. So he'll be wanting to get a better performance in tonight. Cheers, Scotty, for that message there. Wishing luck to Alex Court, and and wishing he was racing. We hope to see you on track another time, mate.
Oh, it's a shame you can't make it tonight. Scotty Barton's done. Had a couple of good rounds and a couple of mixed rounds, so he's done really well. So he'll be missed tonight.
Yeah, he certainly will. Do love to have Scotty racing. Scotty's one of the quicker boys for After Dark, but so is Matty Doust. I don't know if he's racing tonight. We'll definitely see him on Thursday, as that's Cowie on screen slowing down.
He's not actually on track at the moment, so we'll see.
The lap. I'm passing Toddy, sorry.
Sorry, I thought I was just letting it run around the track, so that's why I let it go. But absolutely awesome track tonight, so guys. This is going to be some super fun. It's super close racing as we've seen in the past 3 rounds. Round 4 tonight, going on to round 5 next week. Great little drive. Dean has actually done really well in different series in the last couple of races, and he's had some little consistent runs as well. So he's had a really great spot. He's had some really great improvements. So I think he's just stay out of the trouble. You reckon, Dano? I think that's been his secret to it in the last couple of rounds.
I think that has been the secret for a lot of these guys, is stay out of trouble, and it usually benefits you. So we'll see how that goes tonight and see how that ends up for them. And hopefully it is a better run for them tonight. But Dean has been improving immensely over the season, so we should be definitely seeing a good performance from him tonight. Stephen, on the other hand, could probably do with some work. I know he's going to watch this back and he's going to hear me say that. So hello, Steve. And I'm only joking, mate. I'm only joking.
Oh, it's always good revving banter, isn't it? So we got Leon Williams here. That's a cool looking livery, and he's had mixed results through the series, but I'm sure he'll improve the whole way along. We've actually got some sim coaches as well for the Super 2s for V8s. Josh from Precision Sim Racing. So yeah, it's really good to see these guys come up, and the improvements that we've seen in the Super 2s is definitely, I believe anyway, I think it's definitely rubbed off on the rest of the series and the different cars that these guys are racing weekly.
Yeah, they've definitely got some overlap in sort of the skills that you learn in those sessions. You can sort of bring them into the other cars that you drive and such. So I'm sure a lot of those boys will be bringing those skills into the other disciplines and series that we have here on SRW. Thoughts to you, Scotty, there? We've just been informed that you're in hospital, mate, so get well soon.
Yeah, get well soon. Get back on track soon. We can't wait to see you back on track soon, mate. And I hope it's not too serious and it's a quick recovery.
Yeah.
Backs are a funny thing though, aren't they?
Speediest of recoveries.
Nathan Verney's is currently sitting in 5th there. So Nathan Verney's had a great series and is improving every race, it seems. He's had some great comebacks from the back. So.
It's been pretty good. We've seen a lot of these guys improve throughout the series, and it's been great to watch them grow as drivers and everything like that.
God, they look cool on track, don't they? Oh, I really love them. This is probably one of my favorite.
They're actually very, very small in person. They're actually a very, very small car. They're almost like an oversized go-kart. It's very, very interesting.
With way too much horsepower.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So they're an interesting thing to drive, and, you know, maybe we might have to go down to the South Island, because that could be a bit fun.
That could be a lot of fun.
Organise a little broadcasting team trip.
Sounds good to me.
Get Stefan in there as well.
Yeah. Oh, we've had a bit of a spin back there. Is that Greg Leake there at the back there had a bit of a spin?
Greg Leake usually pretty good at piecing together some laps, albeit not the fastest, but isn't it, as long as you have fun, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Look at that, that's a great onboard view. Look at that, that's a cool onboard view.
Yeah, the Radicals being a right-hand drive car as well, so they're a bit different to the rest of the cars that I suppose these boys drive. I mean, I guess F3's a single-seater, Porsche Cup's a left-hand drive, and the Supercar's a right-hander as well, so maybe not too different, but compared to
Very familiar to us in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to the other cars, I suppose, on the racing service, apologies, I got a bit of hiccups, they are quite different. It does take a little bit of getting used to, being on the right-hand side after driving left-hand drive cars for so long. No, it does take me a little bit of a couple of laps to get used to it, but I'm sure
yeah, especially because of the situation in the car and how you're situated in the car, I suppose. So, especially if you're used to the left-hand drive and where the air pacers are in relation to your fenders, etc., etc. It can throw you off sometimes, especially in a longer race. When you do have the chance to get a little bit complacent, it can take a bit of a toll sometimes. Especially in these things, they're easy to lock up. But it's kind of, as Deno was saying earlier, it's a hard break and then a quick trail break after that. You know, a quick trail off break to keep these things from locking up and just going straight ahead versus turning the corner.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a quick break and then you sort of trail off, and then you've got to be quite careful on the throttle as well, because these cars like to spin as they've got so much horsepower, so little weight that they just like to turn. So it's quite hard to drive them on the limit. As I said, they are like sort of like an oversized go-kart on steroids. So it's going to be pretty good to watch these boys tonight, as Tom and Alex usually have a good battle at the front.
There we go, Robbie Griffiths.
Robbie Griffiths will get involved as well, as we're seeing Robbie Griffiths on screen now.
Number 3 in the championship. He's had an amazing drive. That thing looks really cool as well.
I haven't watched too much of the Radicals, as I've been more with the F3s, so you're going to be the expert here, Toddy.
Yeah, so now they might seem like they have a lot of downforce, but literally all that's pulling them down is that front splitter, and it's a dual adjustable rear wing, but that's essentially all they've got. They don't really have that much sort of floor downforce or any of that sort of stuff, even though they are very low to the ground. That's what'll kind of suck them to the ground, is just that wing and that just that double adjustable wing and that front splitter. And it might seem like a lot of downforce, but for that much horsepower and that much weight, it's not really, you know. So they can take you by surprise, because they do lower you into a false sense of security a lot. And it makes for such close racing. This is my favorite race series, I think, out of all of them, just because it is so close. And you do see a lot of chopping and changing of the leads and that sort of stuff. And then just a bananas little concept of a car, right? Like, who thinks of that?
Yeah, it's a good point. Who does think of these car designs to then take around a racetrack and stuff? So we're just watching Cowie now go around, our Porsche Cup commentator and Super One commentator.
I do always like his liveries. He's always got a nice sort of fade kind of to the different colours, the universal theme to it. It's kind of cool.
He loves his cosmic space type thing. So.
I see, that's how to explain it. Yeah, cosmic space, that's the best way to say it. Yeah, I like it. And the man has an insane rig. That is something that that's next level, that thing is. But amazing.
Yeah, his rig is absolutely incredible. Like, he's got gauges galore, and it doesn't mean anything in a minute now, so gotta have the skill to back it up, mate. I think we were able to cut away just before we saw the full spin, as we're watching Callum Hodgkinson came through bomb hole. Such an interesting corner name.
That's why I avoided that. I was avoiding that. That's the first time it's come out tonight so far. There's a golden
actually,
opportunity to milk it a little bit, you know. We won't go
well, no,
that
it
far.
was actually referred to as the pun, I suppose, that it is. But given that the commentator around the time who commentated on these races, he couldn't say that word, and so it just became bombhole instead of obviously what it sounds like, which is quite fascinating, I find.
Interesting. Oh, wow, that's cool. Bombhole. I can't see it, bombhole. I can't see it. Sorry.
Toddy, have you had something to drink tonight, mate?
No, I haven't actually. I'm just having a good day of just delirious tired. This is my 15th day
awesome.
straight at work, so you know how it is. Had a full photo shoot today, so that was a lot of food.
Yep.
So it was, yeah. But here we go with Mr. Sinkovic
My desk is
in the
stable again.
SOW TV car. Always recognisable by the logo, and the fact that they're always in the bright white and the red logo. Instantly recognisable as Sim Racing World TV. If you haven't yet, guys, make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe to the channel, and give us some like and some loves, and make sure, and if you feel you want to, jump in the chat and say hello to us, and we'll shout you out on the stream as well.
Yeah, we certainly will. We're all about chat interaction here, so if you've got something to say to us, let us know. We'll certainly love to hear it. That's not very nice, Shibby, telling us that we suck.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if I want him as a producer. No, you've been training, Toddy. I think you might be up for his job soon.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, mate. Even if I am, I still need his tech support. So, no.
We love everything that Nathan does.
No, Shibby's absolutely awesome. I've got
a
a lot to learn from Shibby. He's amazing with his camera work and all the rest of it. So every week I'll watch his streams back and all the rest of it. So I'm learning a bit more from every week, and he's a great tech support for the whole team, and he's an awesome dude. So he's always got time for all of us. So big shout out for Shibby as well. He doesn't get enough shout outs, I think. To be honest.
That's Nathan Verney just putting it into the wall on purpose, I believe, for his final lap. As Alex Court's coming around, he's got an all right first and second sector. Not too sure if it'll go quicker. He's going to need to find 2/10 as he comes through the final corner, and he's going to jump into the pit lane. So that probably will be our qualifying for the evening. As Toddy, you can take it away, mate.
Beautiful.
Pretty quick
2
qualifying.
seconds.
Usual 20 minutes, and the top 5, Dean is snuck in as Mr. Cowie is sitting down in P7, and Team Greg Johnston sitting in P6 as well. So that's going to be a battle that I think we need to keep an eye on throughout the race. But once we get these standings, I'll let you take it away.
Sorry guys, my SDK is just on a flicker, so it's hasn't updated to race results. So I might hand it back to you, Dano.
Oh, okay. Well, I am waiting as our standings just disappeared. They're coming back now. Can you see that one there?
No.
So, well, Tom Curry, I don't want to butcher your name. I do apologize, Tom. He's taken out pole position tonight, followed by Alex Court, 0.138 behind him. Nathan Verney taking out P3, a good lap from him, 6/10 behind, and Robbie Griffiths, 4 thousandths behind Nathan Verney. So that is going to be a fight that we're going to have to keep our eye on all night long. Dean Sinkovic, Greg Johnston for Team Greg, Mr. Andy Cowan. For Cowie Racing in P7, Callan Hodgkinson for Crisscross Racing. I believe this is the only series that Crisscross isn't leading in the championship teams. And Leon Williams and Greg Leake rounding up the top 10, with Stephen Sinkovic just outside of the top 10, and Scott Rankin, our 247 safety car, promo department safety car tonight. I believe that's probably.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not sure if you're his cousin or his brother, Harry, but Harry, Kari, please tell me how to say that, Harry. He's just shouted out his brother, so
Yeah,
thank
it's a
you
good
very
shout.
much, and good luck to him, who's taken out pole, Tom. I'm going to be calling him by his first name, that's for sure.
Tom, Alex. Oh yeah, Robbie Griffiths didn't qualify in 4th place there, so.
Who said that, Chibi? Peter Morris. Cheers, Peter. We hope to see you on track next week or week after the next Radicals race. It's a bit of a smaller grid tonight, only 11 drivers, so some definite points on offer. All they really have to do is finish. As we're getting ready to go green here, as we are away off the racing. What a start from Alex Ford. He absolutely soared off the line coming into turn 1. He's almost a car length in front of Tom. What a start, and Robbie Griffiths behind as well. He's looking to get in front. They're going to be side by side coming into turn 2 as Robbie Griffiths gets a good run. He gets up into P3, and Dean Sinkovich is having a look as well around the outside.
Oh, it's a great start from Dean Sinkovich also. Up into 6th. He's going to take 5th here. Looks like it.
And look at that, Cowie's on the inside as well. Cowie's got up into P5, so this is an awesome race at the back of the pack.
It's all on tonight. And that's what we were talking about earlier, guys, how close this Radicals racing is. It's so much fun. It's so cool. Listen to them as well. Just look at that. On board. The pace on these things. Oh, Dean Sinkovich there has just gone on the inside there. He seems like he's broken a little bit late and just had to take the inside and just do the damage control there. Slotted right in behind.
Oh, that's a big one. And that's Nathan Burney who's gone into the wall. Got on the power a bit too early, and that's put him in the wall. Very unfortunate for him this evening, as that looks to be Calvin Hodgkinson. The number 28 behind Andy Cowan, and Dean Sinkovich hot on his tails. His wing.
Doing very well. Dean Sinkovich just staying out of the trouble once again and just picking people off. Calvin Hodgkinson is another one that's in other series has been very, very good at being consistent, just kind of staying out of trouble. I think some of these series sometimes it's just staying out of the bedlams, or staying out of people spinning sometimes, and just trying to stay out of it. But sometimes it's too hard. Sometimes you've got nowhere to go. So
yeah, it's interesting. We've got a battle. That is Dean Sinkovich, I believe, who has been turned around. As
like a little bit of a left tap, or maybe a late break from someone there, but who knows?
Yeah, Dean's dropping down the order there, and very unfortunate for him as the DSL welding action replay. Oh, there was 2 of them that went round.
Greg Lake there.
Yeah, it was copying each other. I know they're quite good mates. Don't think you want to be doing that to your mates, but that's quite all right if they've done it themselves. I believe we're back live soon. This is Calvin Hodgkinson. Are we live? I haven't got the overlays. There we go. Sorry, we were back live.
Calvin Hodgkinson done it.
Difficulties with SDK. Yeah, Calvin Hodgkinson's up into P5. Andy Cowan into P4. Robbie Griffiths is really trying to chase down Tom Curry. I'm going to say Kari. I'm going to stick to Kari.
Curry.
Curry? Is it Curry?
Curry. Yep. Tom Curry.
Okay.
Yep.
Apologies, Tom.
There you go.
And Harry.
Yeah, much love, guys. Sorry, we try our best. We'll get it right from now on. Maybe we should phonetically spell it out on our debrief sheets.
I think we probably should. As this is Greg Johnston having a look at Calvin Hodgkinson right behind him. He's going to have a little bit of a draft. They're going to come through turn 1 now. Now, turn 2 is a hairpin. Is Greg Johnston gonna have a move? Remember, we saw Stefan McCartan last week have a look, go up the inside there, and it kind of ruined his race. So it will be interesting to see how Greg Johnston decides to make a move on Calvin Hodgkinson, if he decides to make a move. Going a little wider out there than Calvin. Calvin looks to have gotten a much better exit. He's going to start pulling away up to 6/10 now, almost 7/10. So we'll see how differently these guys take the corners.
Greg had Greg Johnston had a bit of a moment there. He got a bit sideways, locked him up a little bit on the inside there on the entry to the corner. So I think that really slowed down his exit. So I think that's what really kind of paid a toll on him there.
Yeah, it looks like Greg was able to get that second section of those I'm going to restart that again. Just through that section of corners, it looked like Greg got a much better exit than the previous one. So he's starting to catch up now, but someone who is also starting to catch up is Tom Curry on Alex Court. He's right on the back of him, and if he can stay within these 3/10s, they're going to come through the nice sweeping turns, a final corner. They're going to be on the straight. Is Tom going to be able to make a move? It looks like Alex got a little bit of a better exit, but that draft is going to be giving them big suck to Tom behind, as I call it a suck, ironically. Obviously, I don't really mean it, but a suck from the car in front, just to pull you along.
And interestingly enough, that top three, guys, that's the top three standings in our series as well, in our second last round. So it'll be interesting to see whether Tom can make a move on Alex there and see whether he can kind of upset the points for next week for the final round. It'll be very interesting. It'll be kind of cool. I kind of hope it does.
Going wide there,
just get out of the way, I think, there.
And Nathan Burney able to take that position very cleanly. And he said, "Thank you very much, mate. I will take that easy as you like." Back with Tom and Alex now. Tom braking just a little bit later, trying to really stay with Alex around this track. This track hasn't got too many overtaking opportunities because it really just forms into the one line through the corner, especially down this straight. It's a left, then a quick right, so you've got to be quite careful if you're going for a move here. Tom is going to stick behind. He's going to stay in the draft. You can hear him lifting up very, very early and sort of coasting through the corner. I wonder if Tom is maybe just coasting, maybe a bit of fuel behind Alex, saving some tyres, and when it comes to that compulsory pit stop in this 40-minute race, it might be Tom who undercuts or overcuts Alex into the pit stop.
That'll be interesting because we've seen Alex's pit strategy to be very, very good.
Alex does run long.
So, but we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if Tom can get up because Tom's very, very good at race strategy as well. So we'll see if it comes to his advantage this week. It didn't come to his advantage last week, so we'll see if he can get it into his advantage this week and get the ball into his court and see if he can run with it. Maybe, who knows?
Ball in his court. Cheeky. That's Nathan Burney making a move up the inside of Dean Six. Dean around the outside just concedes the position. A great move from Nathan. Nathan really showing his class in his cars. He's really putting in a strong recovery drive. He's up into P7. He's got 8 seconds to Greg Johnston in front, and I'm sure he's going to start absolutely taking the time off of Greg. And then he's got Callan in front of him as well. So this is going to be head down for Nathan and keep it going, son.
Yeah, no. So he lost 7 positions from that spin out at the beginning. That's craziness. So he's made a real good fight back up. He's actually currently 5th in the championship. So he's got the pace to make it back up to this top little bunch here. So it'll be interesting to see whether, I'm sure it seems like Alex and Tom are running away with this a little bit. Robbie's kind of out there in no man's land by himself, but he's still in a great position. It'll be interesting to see whether Bernie can get back up to 5th or not.
Yeah, Robbie doesn't mind no man's land. He usually kind of finds it in sort of not every race, but quite a few of them. So he's quite content.
Loves a bit of clean air, doesn't he?
Cruising around the track, as we're seeing him now. Yeah,
he is very fast and clean there. I do like the Fishy Motorsports livery. I don't know whether you call that Grello or Yeen, you know, like a combination of yellow and green, or would it be a combination of green and yellow?
I just call that yellow, to be honest.
I reckon, green and yellow. Who knows? Debate goes on.
I'm not really eligible to comment on colours as I'm colourblind, so...
Fair enough. Wrong discussion then. What do you reckon, Chibi? No, you don't need that. Look at that.
Watching
That's
Cowie now.
He's got a great little livery on there. I know I do mention it all the time, but it's one of my favourites in the series. And he's definitely improved this series as well. I think it was in round 1 or round 2. Had a bit of bad luck and stuff like that, but he's definitely made his way back up a bit more consistently through the pack and up to round 4.
Yeah, Cowie's been putting in the practice. I've had a couple of chats to him where he's just been getting a little bit of practice in the radicals, and it seems that he's really enjoying the car. So, you know, if you're enjoying your racing, then you're going to actually be faster. So, it doesn't matter if you're fast. If you're enjoying the car, you're just going to be that little bit faster. So, I'm sure that's going to be working in his benefit as well, especially since Cowie also has new pedals tonight that he's getting used to. Looks to be doing quite well with them. Looks like he's got a pedal.
Is that why he's got the Houston belt on the side of his car now?
I believe
Is
so.
that a hint to something?
Yeah, he's got the pedal plate as well, so he's got them bolted down. He's getting used to them. He's doing pretty well. So
yeah, seems like his brake pressure's good.
Yeah, this is Nathan now attacking Callan Hodgkinson, who looks to have had a bit of a spin. He dropped back a little bit ago from Greg Johnston. As Nathan Burney, is he going to send it up the inside? No, he's going to think better of it into there. You don't really want to be doing it into there, because if the person on your outside doesn't see you and you send it up the inside, you're going to be in a bit of trouble. As Nathan is trying to really maximize those exits through the corner. Looks like he's now going to get a better exit. It's going to be side by side. That right front is matching Carl Hodgkinson's left rear. As just on the incorrect line there, he's probably not going to get the better exit. As Callan goes a bit wide and gets the better exit through the corner. It's a windy circuit.
Nathan had him on the inside
just before you get onto the straight.
Oh, what's the exit going to be like, guys? Oh. Nathan's got this, I think. He's definitely got the slipstream straight down. What a move.
A lot more speed. They're going to be side by side coming into the corner. Is Nathan Verney going to have the position? It looks like Callan has just got to relinquish it. He's going to try and get up side by side with Nathan Verney, but Nathan Verney, that is an extremely good move. He was nice and patient, and he's put in a lovely, lovely drive to get back up into that position.
He planned that. I think he planned that laps ago, but the looks of that. That was very, very smooth. He's charging his way back through the pack, and he's done very, very well after losing those 7 positions at the start there. Oh, and here we go.
And they're right back into
Justin here.
Right back into it.
On the outside of Greg Johnston.
Another move around the outside. Oh, really using all of the track.
Come on.
Incredible move from Nathan Burney into turn 1. No, he's had a spin. And now all of that work is for none. He's got to really get that car going. Looks like he got it going again pretty quickly. All that
Did he
work
have a bit of stuff
nothing.
on his rear tyres by the look of that? Maybe he's taken that earlier corner a touch wide and got a bit of dust and debris on his rear tyres and just gotten a bit sideways, do you think? Or is it just a bit of a brake late?
It's one of those cars where if you late brake and you downshift and you're turning, the rears like lock on you if you go a little bit too low in the gears. So it's low gears, high revs, and it will lock up the rears and send you around almost like a Miata. So
oh, here we go, Greg Leake again, off into the grass here.
Not one of his favourite tracks, I don't think, Greg Leake.
So we'll see. Cut to a quick replay of this one.
Call it, Toddy.
Oh, wow. So he's gotten really close to the back of Dean Sinkovic. I'm not sure if he's taking out Dean Sinkovic or he's just broken when he's braked down to that corner there. He's just locked it up, just trying to avoid Dean. But he's done very, very well to avoid knocking Dean off as well or any other races in front of him. So it was a good bit of damage control there for him to pull on the anchors at the last minute there and avoid any coming togethers there. So Here we go with the two SOW TV cars.
Oh, that was close. That was very close. I believe this is Dean coming into the pits and Steven staying out. As that was very close. Sorry, Dean staying out and Steven going into the pits. Sorry, my SDK has failed on me.
Yes, mine has too. So we're going by our knowledge of whoever's on track at the moment, guys. But we've got pretty good knowledge. Now he's got a little bit confused sometimes, but you know. That's
Nathan Verney and Callan Hodgkinson there on track.
Yeah, with another
nice
battle here.
Again.
Nathan Verney straight back onto the arse of old Callan Hodgkinson there. He's very, very quick, Nathan Verney, in his cars. He just seems to have a bit of bad luck. Or maybe just commentator curse. It seems to be the only time he ever spins is when we're talking about him.
Yeah, it's a bit of commentator's curse, or maybe a bit of overdriving the car. You know, you get those moves done, you tell yourself, you know, come on, get the head down and let's push on. And you could sometimes overdrive the car just a little bit much, and it kind of ruins your race. But his race is far from ruined, Nathan. He is right on the back of Callan Hodgkinson, and this is going to be a battle all race long. I'm not too sure how long we've got left.
Especially on the track that has not a lot. We're 25 minutes to the left of the race, guys, so we should see some people pitting for some tyres soon, guys, and they have a compulsory 4-tyre pit stop tonight, guys. So we'll see how people use the strategy. Be interesting. I think the most one we'll have to look out for is that battle with Tom and Alex at the top of the podium there and the top of the race.
Oh no, we've been screwed.
Wow, look at that. What an overtake by Tom there. Wow, look at this. Is Tom just taking the lead from Alex Court? Absolutely blinding move. It'd be awesome. We should get a replay here. Oh, look at this. Oh, what a move on the inside there. Does Alex have a bit of a problem, or is... Oh, no. That was just a clean.
That's just respect.
Yeah,
that's pure respect from Alex. That is taking a wide line. He was trying to maximize that exit again, and Tom saw the gap and just went straight for it. As we will see this right here, as they came through Hamilton, the final corner. Nathan, I believe, sorry, no, not through the final corner. Is this a replay or are we live?
Live again. Live again. We're back on board with Nathan Verney, and he's back behind in this battle with Callan Hodgkinson at the moment. He's, I don't know, he did make it up to that 5th place, the same spot as his standings in the championship, but he's just had a bit of bad luck again, and he's just slotted behind Callan Hodgkinson, and Callan Hodgkinson is one of those guys that's just very patient dude with very good racecraft that'll just plod along, and he's pretty quick, but he's not the quickest, but he's very, very patient. He's got good racecraft, so not surprising to see him in front of Nathan at the moment, because mixed races from Nathan today with the racing, but we'll see if Nathan can make him back and stay in this slipstream and make that brilliant move as he did 2 laps ago, I think it was, coming down that home straight. There's not many places for you to pass on this track, so it's very impressive to see what they can do around here.
Especially around the outside. We know Nathan has shown his patience this race with getting around different cars, so Nathan probably just playing the time game. Is that a spin? It may well have been. Nathan Verney is not having a good day out tonight. Just getting it wrong in the places where, you know, it could be crucial. And so that's a bit of grass from Callan Hodgkinson.
Callan Hodgkinson's got a bit of rubbish in his tyres.
A small lapse in concentration from Callan, but you know, Nathan Verney's right back onto him, and Nathan does have the pace to get back up in front of Callan and Andrew Cowan, but Andy is quite a bit away.
And he's had a great race, actually. You can see he's definitely improved, and he's doing well on his new pedals by the look of it. He's might have had a couple of laps practice today with his new pedals beforehand, maybe. I'm picking.
I believe he did set a 2-hour practice for the boys, for everyone to get involved with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was quite nice of him to do.
Well, I'll have to jump in that one next time. I'm loving these radicals. I think I'll find they're a really good, if anybody's out there watching and things like that, they're a really good way of, they're a good starting car in iRacing as well, because you can kind of, because they do lock up pretty easy and things like that. They're a very good, very easy way to kind of learn trail braking and and those sort of things, because you can actually see the front tyres as well through the vents. So it makes it a lot easier to see when they're locking up and that sort of stuff. So you can kind of learn from these cars and then take those same skills onto other classes of cars. We've just got some people starting to pit now, guys.
Yeah, Cowie came into the pits, and Robbie Griffiths is on the exit of the pits. So I'm looking at my standing, being so slow at updating. So Cowie's still in the pit lane as Robbie Griffiths lost the position to Callan Hodgkinson. Nathan Verney went into the pits that lap as we're almost halfway through this race. So the pit stop's a little bit early tonight, but I think the undercut is definitely going to serve those boys well, as I think Robbie Griffiths and Nathan Verney and Mr. Cowie might get in front of Callan Hodgkinson, once Callan pits, but we will have to wait and see. I think Tom and Alex in front are a little bit far away, but it could really come down to the wire for that third position. Yeah,
they're a little battle, but they haven't they've battled, but they've had some good overtakes and some handing back of positions up the top there. But they're very, very consistent, respectful racers, so there's no surprise that those two have just raced off into the distance a little bit because of, the draft and etc. So they've kind of inadvertently, with their battles, kind of almost worked together to get ahead of Robbie Griffiths there. So they've opened up a bit of a gap there. Robbie Griffiths will definitely comfortably keep that third position though. Spin.
It's Greg Leake as well, having another little spin. I think he runs this series for fun. Not too sure if he does much practice, as that is Dean Sinkovich on his inside into Palmer, as Dean will say thank you for the position.
Oh, that's Greg gets pretty close to his back bumper on the exit of that turn.
Yeah, these two love racing each other. They do tend to have quite a bit of fun, as
yeah, they do look like they're slightly winding each other up at the moment.
Yeah, maybe just toying with each other, just having a bit of fun. That's what we're here to do. We're here to have fun, and if these boys, like to do this for fun in the race, then let them do it. They're still going to get some points.
And I love that. I love the little puff of fire coming out of the back of Dean Sinkovich's car there on the downshift and the upshift.
Wow, SDK is slow tonight. Oh my word!
It's very, very, very slow. So we apologise, guys.
Dean getting in front. No, I prefer to have the sound. It's not too bad.
Oh, good. On board with Greg Leake here, guys. Coming through Murray's corner. Whoa. So you've got that
Greg just doesn't have the pace to get in front of Dean, but he's going to stick with him behind. Going across the line. We passed the 20-minute mark. 19 minutes remaining, 18 minutes and 30 seconds to be perfectly precise, I believe, as our timing is so off tonight. So we do apologize for some technical difficulties tonight. At least we've got it up there. Oh, okay. So it is just a me issue? Okay, apologies everyone. It is just a me issue, as always. I believe that's just a result of my absolutely horrible ADSL internet.
Oh, Tom is looks like he's is he opening
painful.
up a bit of a... No, he's not actually opening up a bit of a gap. It just seemed like by the camera angle there, it seemed like he might have been pushing away there, but he's getting caught up with a bit of back markers there, so we'll see these leaders get a bit caught up with back markers. We'll see a little bit of a wobble
from Greg.
We'll see how these guys, these top leaders, handle the back markers as we come through the pits and the pit succession. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, I just stumbled over my words there.
Watching Greg Leake as Callan Hodgson pit, as Cowie takes P4 back from him. I'm sure that pit stop was long ago. Apologies, everyone. It's only just come up for me now. I do apologize. Our internet has been fairly slow today. Not been a good day.
Alex Cord has just jumped in the pits, guys. and Tom is still out. So we've got our current first position in the pits. Tom is out out still on the track. So we've got Tom possibly. Oh, he's obviously doing the overcut. So he's just trying to get that extra lap. But we'll see. We have seen Tom. We've seen normally Alex pit later than Tom in the last round. So this is very interesting from Tom. Tom going a little bit longer. So he's mixing up his strategy a bit. So it'll be interesting to see. Alex is out of the pits now, guys. Here we go.
Alex usually not one to do the early pit stop, but 45 seconds, I think he might have Tom under his pit stop. We will have to wait and see when Tom pits. He might be able to go a little bit further, may have been able to save a bit of fuel behind Alex, just trailing for quite a while, quite a few laps in the opening about 10-15 minutes of this race. So could be very, very tight after the pit stops. We might even have a Hamilton Verstappen Monza moment, as I know Alex is a fan of Hamilton, so he won't want that.
100%.
It want him to concede the position.
It's L8. Yeah.
Sorry?
So it'll be LHL. That'd be his new Sir LHL would be his
I thought he was using him as a middle name.
Oh, he's using him as a middle name, so it's oh really? I thought it was
That's what I got told.
Interesting, cool. I'm obviously not up to the right news, so as we just talked about, think of the devil.
I'm sure we will all find out on this weekend when we're all watching the Grand Prix at Bahrain.
Oh yeah,
a cracker.
That's a fast track. It's fun. That's a really cool one to watch.
Actually, really want them to add it to iRacing, because there's the outer layout as well.
Oh
that would be a very, very fun track. You could have the Bahrain.
Even visually, it'd just be a nice track.
Yeah. And it doesn't rain there, so you don't need the rain to be going around there.
Oh, look at loving that. Oh, Nathan Verney's got a bit of a broken rear wing there.
Right hand side,
Leon Williams.
Quite a bit of damage.
Quite a bit of damage on that. Oh yeah, even on that right hand, all that right hand suspension on the front and rear quarters. It looks pretty messed up. Or is that just fender damage by the look of that?
That looks to be a nice shunt on the right-hand side of that car.
Yeah, going to the left, He down the straight.
Unfortunate for Leon, he's usually got a little bit of pace to fight for those top 10 positions. I mean, he's currently sitting P10, but usually he can fight with the Sinkovic brothers.
Yeah. Oh, what a view as well. I love this suspension look. But you can see how messed up that suspension is there, Hazy. It's completely unpinned from the top part. The whole fiberglass part's kind of just been ripped off. All carbon fiber parts kind of ripped off. So it can't be good for his aero, because these cars definitely rely on a lot of aero to try and not only keep them straight on the straight, but to try and actually correctly get them to go around the corner. Because one side of the car, especially you get understeer on one side of the car, and then you get oversteer on the other. So you have to try and compensate and follow that along the way too.
As Tom went into the pit lane, sorry this is a bit late, we're just watching Robbie Griffiths now battling with Alex Court. Not too sure what the gap was after Tom came out of the pits. Alex getting a little bit touchy.
Robbie
got a bit squirrely out of that corner.
Yeah, but squirrely. That's pretty good. Look at that.
Just watching to see what that gap came down to. I'm sure you can let me know, Toddy.
SDK has failed on me too, sorry.
Oh, that's alright.
Shibby Shibka.
Shibby is
Man in the year.
telling us the gap between Tom and Alex. 9.2 seconds, so
we're
it's
gonna bit of a gap
quite
there,
close, and the more that...
up pretty quick. Oh, Greg leg off track there.
The more that Alex has to defend from Robbie, the more he's not going to be able to push and get that gap back. So, going to be quite close. I reckon Robbie's going to definitely go for a move. Apologies. I think we might have to wait for the last 5 minutes, though, because we're coming into the 12th or 12 minutes left to go.
I must say, Robbie does look a bit more confident on those tyres at the moment, I must say. He looks like he's got a bit more pace out of the corners and a bit more pace through the apex as well. So whether he can find a spot or not, or whether he can find enough room to pass Alex is the biggest point, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Alex being so good at defending. Robbie is going to have to really pull something magical out of his hat, up his sleeve. He's got to have something to get past Mr. Alex Court.
Seems like he's
keep an eye on it, though.
He's slipping just back into draft zone here. Robbie seems to be a touch faster in the second half of the track than Alex. But Alex seems to be getting a slightly better exit out of the turns at the moment. So whether that's a grip thing or whether, I'm not sure. But
Yeah, look at this. You can see the sort of different lines that Robbie takes through the corners. Oh, a bit squirrely through there. Robbie's trying to maximise the speed that he gains on his exits rather than his entry speed, because he's trying to get as close as he can to Alex. You can see him going quite deep there, a little bit wide, but it's still going to be enough to get him stay in that 5/10s from Alex Court. And as they come down the straight, it's not going to be enough to make a move, but if he can aim that sort of gap throughout this, Alex is not going to be able to defend from it, I don't think, but he is starting to pull a little bit of a gap now.
I'm sure Robbie's just trying to concentrate on make sure you're in his draft zone on the straight. You know what I mean? That's all be going through my head, so then you can at least stay in touch with it all. If he can stay in touch here, he might have an opportunity to upset things a little bit here.
Yeah, he certainly might as they come through the final corner.
Also close the gap to 7 seconds now, so...
Yeah, Alex is closing that gap like crazy as Tom's tyres start to get up to temperature. You know, Alex and Robbie have been on these tyres for a lot longer, and it looks like that undercut has probably worked. I'm not sure, unless Tom has a spin. I'm not sure if Alex will be able to make up that 7 seconds, but you know, he did take off 2 in that last lap, so we will have to wait and see how much quicker Alex is on this lap.
Well, he's got a bit of rubbish on his tyres there, Alex, but he's good at, he saved it there. I thought he might have gotten a bit squirrely out of the exit of that corner there, because the entry, he got a bit of dirt on his tyres there, but no, he's done well.
Yeah, Robbie is getting very close as we're just watching now. This is the 198 car of Leon Williams.
Yeah, is he still got a bit of damage? He hasn't gone. Was that after his pit, was it?
I believe it was after his pit stop, but he's really starting to catch up to Steven Sinkovic now. This is going to be a little battle that will evolve over the last 10 minutes. Of course, last 10 minutes means push, push, push. Really send the car. Nothing to lose here.
It seems Steven Sinkovic might have well, he might be just getting his tyres up to temp by the look of that. He doesn't have as much pace as he normally does. So he might be just trying to get his cold tyres up to temp now.
It looks like they might actually be starting to get lapped from Alex Court and Robbie Griffiths. It looks like Tom was able to get out in front of them. And it looks like those two might actually be looking to lap him.
Wow. Tom's had a great race this race. His strategy definitely looks like it's paying off here. Robbie Griffiths getting a little bit hindered there, but it seems no, he's gone past all right, but he's lost a bit of draft there to Alex, so it'll be unfortunate to him, but definitely mix it up as he goes through the rest of these back markers as well.
Yeah, the back markers usually mix it up just a little bit. They make it a little bit spicy of a race. It can be a hindrance, and they can also be a blessing. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they decide to be a blessing or a curse. You know, if they get out of the way nice and quickly, then it's a blessing, and if it's a curse, then they'll hold you up. So it'll be up to the Sinkovic brothers and Leon Williams to see what they decide in terms of letting these guys through.
Alex Court still fending off Robbie Griffiths there. Great
Oh, looks like
drive.
they have let him through. Apologies.
Beautiful.
Let him
Just
through
pulled
nice
over
and
the
easy.
side, very
So,
respectful.
yeah.
Wow, he's brought that gap down to 5.5 seconds. Alex caught to Tom.
Alex is flying. Alex is
Is
always
Tom going to be able to hold him
flying.
on?
It's 7 minutes left in this race as they come across the line. This is going to be very, very tight. Alex is bringing it down about 1.5 seconds a lap. So this is going to come right down to the wire.
By numbers, he could get this. By numbers, he could get this on the last lap. Possibly the last straight.
He's going to have to
Is
get
my
one
master
hell
correct?
of a run through that
Yeah.
last corner if he wants to make the move stick. We'll keep an eye on it.
Surprising, because it looked there for a split second for about a lap there. It looked like Robbie Griffiths might have had a bit of a better tyre window there than Alex, but Alex, I think Alex just heard us on commentary and just started putting his foot, giving it a little bit more jandle.
For everyone in Australia, a jandal is what New Zealanders call thongs.
Yeah.
No idea why. I still, even though I live in New Zealand, still call them thongs. At EB Games, it's still classified in the system as thongs, so I will continue to call them thongs. Okay,
fair enough. But if Scotty McLaughlin says in an interview after his race, I just gave it a bit more jandle, I'm sorry, everybody knows what that saying says. If you watch V8, you've heard that saying, definitely, 100%.
Nah.
Yeah, give it some jandle.
Nah, it's not
It's
a
some jandle, cuz. Come on.
Thongs, mate.
Love it.
Ah,
No.
it's thongs.
I'm gonna buy you
Speaking of
good
thongs-
things to put on your feet soon, mate. But Nathan Verney, after his pit, he's repaired his car there and he's back out on the field. Honourably finishing off what he started. So he's
P5 for Nathan Vernier, a wonderful recovery drive.
all the way back to P5. What an absolutely brilliant drive. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, he has actually had to put in quite a few recovery drives this race. He's had a couple of spins.
Yeah. Oh, they're catching Tom quick. Oh, Tom putting up a bit of dust out in the exit of that corner there. So we'll see. Oh, you can see Alex right there behind him. What a great camera shot to see. 1.5 seconds behind.
Yeah, Alex
That
is really
is
starting to put on the
insane.
afterburners now. He is really hunting for that position. Is Alex caught? Going to be able to get there. There's 5 minutes left to go in this race. Coddy, take it away, mate.
Mate, Alex has now made up over 8 seconds in under 5 laps. So it's going to be absolutely brilliant to see this finish. See if Tom can hold these guys off, because Robbie's still in the draft zone by the look of that in that camera view. So we'll see. So we see Tom, and then we've got Alex coming under the walking bridge here. And then we've got Robbie Griffiths still just outside the slipstream zone, I believe. So Alex is running away with this now, and Alex is trying to catch Tom. Is he going to be able to catch him on this in this last little bit? There's not many places to pass. Alex needs to try and bridge this gap and then try and get a spot in the draft zone behind him onto the straight. So what a brilliant drive from everybody. Absolutely epic. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. As they match in the championship, guys. Absolutely brilliant race so far. We're on board, on camera view with Alex Court right now. See if he can bridge this gap to Tom. After his little bit of a race strat, Tom did the undercut on the pit strategy there. And,
Alex Court setting the fastest lap, a 1:39.2. He is absolutely in that zone. He gets into his little zone, and he is certainly in it now. Nobody can disrupt this man from that zone, and he is going to be bringing that time down as much as he can. That gap has stayed at 4.5 seconds, though, this lap. Oh, maybe a little bit too early there. Turned into maybe a little bit too early there, as Tom might be feeling the pressure here.
Goes to the commentator. Hopefully he doesn't suffer from that. We apologise. But we'll not try and shout about it too much. Nah, just joking.
I don't even know
There
who
we
we're
go.
watching because my SDK is too slow.
Alex Court, what a drive, mate. He is on some cracking pace right now. Robbie Griffiths, very consistent drive today, once again. And he's just plugged away at this. Unfortunately, just been outside. Hadn't been in the battle, but just outside of it a little bit. So, but great drive from Robbie Griffiths for Fisher Motorsports there at the number 80 car.
We're gonna get a quick replay of the start while there's we're coming through the last minute and a half now. We'll get a replay of the start where Nathan dropped down to all of his positions. You can see how much he's done to get back up into it. As here it is, just on the exit.
Got a bit of curve.
Got a little wheel on there, but he saved it every time and he kept it out the wall. And I think that's what it's come down to, is keeping it out the wall, keeping it nice and tidy, and he's done that. And he's kept it nice and he's been patient. And I think that's what separates the experienced drivers from the maybe the newer ones, is that patience on track.
And just, yeah, that patience on track, and I suppose that experience as well of just being a bit calmer on track, I suppose, as well, if you're a bit more used to the track, etc., as well. 82
Alex Court is really starting to chase him. That's we're watching now. Tom out in front. There is 2 minutes left to go in this race. Sorry, it wasn't a minute and a half. It was 3.5 minutes. So my apologies, everyone, for miscalling that.
It seems Tom's out in front, but we've got Callan Hodgkinson behind him, and it seems like he might be a touch of a hindrance, maybe, or he might slow down Alex behind him in second place a little bit. It might play into his favour here for Tom. Oh, and with the beautiful win and the last lap, beautiful win there from Tom. Beautiful pit strategy tonight. Alex in second. We got Robbie Griffiths in third.
Sorry, it probably was a minute and a half. My SDK was 2.5 minutes behind. So my apologies to everyone for my calling tonight. It was probably very much behind, given that I do use the standing quite a bit for my calls. So I do apologise to everyone.
We have Cowie with a great race, with an absolutely really good race. It seems like he's really seated in his new pedals well, and he seems like he's gotten in the groove here. So he's done very, very well tonight. So this will get him some great points to move up a little bit in the championship, hopefully.
How many positions up was Cowie? Who's the biggest gainer tonight?
Yeah.
Well, most overtakes, I think, would be Nathan Murney, definitely, given the overtakes of the score. Yeah, might have to go to Nathan, I think.
He's
just pure skill and patience. And it really
and he had some serious pace.
Yeah, he did. It's quite unfortunate to see somebody with such pace. Just, he lost 8 spots at the start and has been able to claw it back to P5. So a wonderful drive from him.
And you know what I'm really, really excited about is the win from Tom. Because now this is going to shake up these points a bit in the championship a little bit now. So we'll see. I think Alex is going to have enough points to run away with it a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely going to make it a lot more interesting for that top 3 position or that top 2 position, especially in the last round.
Yeah, it's really going to shake things up in the championship. These boys have been having, a good championship. It's been a nice, respectful one. I know there's not too many of those boys. But, if you guys want to get involved, we've got links in our descriptions to get involved with all of our different SRW leagues. We've got an endurance round coming up quite soon. That's a 3-race endurance series. 6-hour endurance in the V8 supercars, as we can see. One of the drivers doing a couple of donuts.
Oh, a bit of just getting a bit of mayhem in there. These guys are regulars at the mayhem sessions on Saturday night, so that's another one for to come and catch us on as well. So awesome. What a great race series. This is probably one of my favorite guys. These guys are just getting a bit loose. As we...
So you like it loose, don't you?
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Cool.
I do
We'll just
apologize,
pass to the
buddy.
green room, guys, and we'll just go to our little bit of run our little bit of an ad while we sort out our producing stuff and get some people into the green room. How you doing, everybody? We are back. We're just going to pass to some of our awesome legend racers in the green room. And who shall we pull first? So we'll pull Nathan Verney, our driver of the day, into the green room first, into the broadcast room, I think first. How are you, Nathan? Welcome. It's a good bit of mixed for you tonight, but really awesome bit of fight back 3 times tonight. So how'd your race go? How'd you feel?
Yeah, it was a very difficult one. I was having a bit of trouble with an imaginary clutch pedal that just kept somehow flashing up there. So before the race, I want to calibrate all my pedals. But what that does is I was using auto blip and it took that off. So started the race and going into the first hairpin and I'm trying to downshift and nothing's happening because it's waiting for me to blip. And yeah, I hadn't been practicing that at all. So it was a bit difficult and it wasn't till...
Emergency heel and toe, or was it just the left foot brake and just the blippy?
Left foot braking. But see, with these cars, if you braking hard, you give it a little bit of throttle to balance it up so it doesn't go wonky. But if you got a blip at the same time, it doesn't work. So, but yeah, then my teammate had the bright idea that I could change it at my pit stop. So I should have done that on the first lap, and I would have had some good pace. But it was fun anyway.
That makes perfect sense now from the comm box. We were like, oh. And then, yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. Wow. So just technical difficulties. We'll say that's mechanical issues, shall we?
Yeah, this is probably the nut behind the wheel more than anything. But yeah, it's not too bad. I think that, yeah, I'm having trouble on the outlaps on the cold tyres as well. I tend to be cooking it. So I need to practice that to really keep up with these guys leading the comp.
Well, we're still very impressed with you. That's why us in the comm box gave you driver of the day, just because of how well you fought back, and you obviously seemed like you had some mechanical issues. So we were very impressed. So, is there who would you like to thank tonight, man?
Yeah, I think my teammate Leon Williams and the Locked On Boys Locked On podcast that comes out every Thursday. Your iRacing and Australian sim racing needs.
Much love. And we'll pass to Alex. We'll go with to see how his race has gone. Alex, how are you, man?
Not too bad, thanks.
Good. How'd your race go? That was a bit of a good little bit of a pit strat there from Tom there, and I thought we all thought you might have caught him there. You made up about how was it? Just over 6 seconds in about 4 laps. Sorry. So we thought you were on the hunt there, and you definitely were, and you had some serious pace. But did you just get caught up a little bit with those back markers there? Do you think?
No, I simply just think Tom had more pace tonight, so deserving winner really.
It's a cracking strat from both of you guys. Do you think it would have been better with the undercut, or do you think you would have changed anything, or do you think you just had more pace?
Yeah, look, it's hard to say. He definitely drove very well, so all credit to him. Yeah, look, there's too many different things you could say you could change. Like, I slightly had a little bit too much fuel. There was no fuel restriction tonight, so I don't know if that was a mistake from admin or if that was planned. But yeah, slightly too much fuel in the car. He might have been running less wing than me, so yeah, look,
Very fine line, isn't it?
Oh
Isn't it?
yeah, there's a
Oh, it was a
million
fantastic drive from both of you. It was so good to see you guys battle again, and it will make it very interesting for the last round as well, because it kind of brings you guys a bit closer.
Yeah, well, I just quickly worked out the points, and if my maths is correct, I've still got a 12-point lead going into the final race. So
you got a good buffer there. So
not as much as I'd like, to be honest.
Yeah, no. It's a little bit of a buffer, but it's still going to make it very interesting for the last race, especially for us watching. So
yeah. Look, but I'm not going to think too much about that. I've worked the points out, and I'll put that to the back of my head now. And I've got obviously supercars to worry about on Sunday, and then Porsches, and also F3 as well. So I probably won't worry about radicals until late next week sometime, to be honest. So yeah, look, obviously that 12-point buffer is better than nothing. So yeah, a little bit in my favour there, but Tom drives the way he did tonight, then yeah, anything could happen. It will certainly put me on the back foot. So
that was very, very awesome. So it'll be great to see the last round. And who would you like to thank tonight, man?
Yeah, as always, massive shout out to DSL Welding and Racing with Autism for personal sponsorships. And then we've got Corp IT, Dragonrc, Above and Below Stump Grinding, Tree Minded, Mod Tint, ABC Transport, AA Designs, Racing with Autism Australia, and DSL Welding Services. All the boys at After Dark. Like to wish teammate Scotty speedy recovery from a small operation he had today, but he's all good. He'll be back in the seat next week. As always, shout out to Gary Bradshaw in New Zealand. And yeah, that's everyone.
Much love, and can't wait to be back here in 2 weeks' time. So should be very cool. Good luck in the F3s next week, and good luck with the rest of the week races this week also.
Cheers, boys.
And I think we'll jump over to Tom, our race winner, and then we'll go over to Robbie Grivers after that. So, how are we, Tom? What? You had some serious pace tonight, mate. That was very, very impressive, and a really awesome pit strat too. So, how did you find it?
Yeah. Like I didn't have the best start, but thankfully I just got behind Alex, and then when I thought I should make the move, I made the move and tried to pull a bit of a gap. It was going to be a bit of a gamble because I know how quick Alex is after we do the pit stops, but from what I've heard, he spun in the pits or something, so it gave me a bit of an advantage. So yeah.
Mm. We wondered what. He seemed like he's. I don't think he's spun in the pits. I think he's just put on a touch too much fuel there, as he was just saying in his commentary there. So I think he's put in a bit too much fuel there, and he's done that. But it was just a very, very impressive drive. But Alex did say that Tom just had the pace tonight. So yeah, it was a very impressive drive, and it brings you 12 points within 12 points of Alex for the championship lead. So. Good luck with that, mate. A really good drive. Who would you like to thank tonight, man?
Just like to thank my sponsor, Storall. Just like to thank my parents, my brother, like my dad and my brother probably watching this from Portugal at the moment. So yeah, shout out to them. And yeah, just also thanks to the boys at SRW for putting on this great race.
Harry shouted out in the chat earlier, so he was like, "Go, Tom."
Harry and Louise drop in tonight.
And Louise.
Yeah.
Harry and Louise.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're all the way from there, and they said they were in Spain, didn't they? Was that where they said they were in?
Portugal.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Right next door. Almost there. Oh, that's so awesome. So it'll be great to see next week's.
Yeah.
How do you think you'll find Zolder next week? Are you looking forward to it? Or are you thinking a bit more
I don't know. It's Imola, not Zolder.
Imola,
yeah, but yeah, hopefully I can do well. It's just probably got to get a bit of practice in, but it's just good to get a decent result after a pretty disappointing race at Zolder. So yeah, really happy.
Oh, and we'll just jump over to Griffo as well. I apologise for that, guys. Got my facts wrong there, but thank you very much for steering me right. And we'll go to Robbie Griffiths, number 3 in the championship at the moment, and number 3 in the race tonight, guys. Robbie, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good boys. How are we going?
Very good. Very, very good. How'd you find it tonight? You're very patient tonight and all the rest of it. You kept your same spot in the race as you kept in the championship. It seemed like you could have kept onto the back of Alex there for a bit, but was a bit hard. He kind of... And once he ran down some of his fuel, he bridged a bit of a gap. How'd you find it?
Yeah, I think the boys definitely had a little bit less wing. I opted for safety because I know they're a little bit twitchy and dodgy when the tyres come down and the fuel comes off. So I went for safety, but I was a bit surprised. I think Alex had a spin he said in pit, so I managed to get back on the back of him until we met up with a few back markers. But it was a great race. Really enjoyed it. Pressure was on the whole race. I was pushing as hard as I could, just not quite as quick as the boys up the front.
Are you looking forward to the last round of the championship for the Radicals?
Yeah. Always enjoy the Radicals. They're a great car. I've enjoyed the championship. It's been fantastic as well. I'm not sure where we are for the last round, but
Imola, actually. So that's going to be a bit different. With the undulations and the elevation changes of that track, it's going to be cat amongst the pigeons a touch, I think.
I'm a big fan of Imola, but it's very hot there, and it's well known for not having a lot of grip in real life as well as this. So she could be interesting with these.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see any, off on whatever turn it was. I can't remember the name of the turn, but we won't mention the centre corner. Who would you like to thank tonight, man? Yeah, we'll roll on to that.
As usual, the Fishy Motorsports boys, and particularly Precision Sim Training. JT, Josh Thomas for putting all the training and the setups together. West End Motor Group, DC Shades, Black Wolf Graphics, and Relax Marine and Game Fishing for all their support for the whole season. It's been fantastic. Of course, you guys for putting on the telecast, the SRW TV boys, and SRW themselves.
Thank you. Awesome. Well, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait till next 2 weeks' time. I love these little Radicals, and I think they're pretty bananas racing because it is so close and that sort of stuff. So it's going to be great for the last round. And I will hand back to Dano to wrap us out for the night. So much love, guys, and it's been awesome being part of the team tonight with this awesome racing with you guys, as it is every week, and every race and every different car that we do. So much love to Deno.
Well, thank you for taking the interviews, Toddy. Yeah, that will do it for our broadcast tonight on SRW TV. Round 4 of the SRW Radicals series. I'd like to give one last massive shout out to our sponsors, DSL Welding, Dragonrc, and the Promo Department. And of course, a big thank you to you at home for tuning in tonight. We do enjoy your company here on SRW TV. If you guys are wanting to get involved with that SRW V8 Supercars 6-hour endurance season that we're starting shortly, that I mentioned earlier in the stream, we do have our links in the descriptions, so make sure to go and check those out. Make sure to check out our Facebook page where we will be posting updates and everything like that. Sign up and get involved. And lastly, if you have enjoyed our broadcast tonight, make sure to like and subscribe to our channels, share us around, get more people involved. We want to have more races to commentate on. We want to have a GT3 series eventually. I know we'd like to do a little bit different here, but we want to bring in some nice fast drivers. We might have a Pro-Am series coming up soon. We don't know what's in the works, but we want to get you guys involved. And from all of us here at SRW TV, good night, and we hope to see you on Thursday for the Porsche Cups at Snetterton. It should be a good one. Cheers, guys.